In the beginning of the year, I made a video about my sewing goals for 2018, and now, well, 6 months have passed, so I figured I should do an update video and see, well, how are things going really with all those lofty sewing goals that I set for myself. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And the 5 goals I set for myself were these. First of all, to make a tailor jacket, which is something that I've not really ventured into before. And secondly, to make a running dress and also finish a half marathon wearing said running dress. Try my hands at more bra making, both doing a regular bra and a sports bra. And the fourth goal, waterproofing seam, which is something I keep postponing because it's just so fiddly. And the fifth goal was to create a video course about something sewing related. And let's talk about the tailor jacket. Well, I'm happy to report that the tailor jacket has indeed happened. Yes, I've actually finished a tailor jacket. It took me roughly about a month, I think. And if you're curious, you can check out my vlog about this, where I go much into details about the trials and a lot of tribulations that I had making the jacket. I also show some of the tips that I learned along the way on how to achieve a nice finish. I'm happy to report I'm super happy about the jacket. It has some minor flaws, but obviously this was definitely new territory for me, and I'm really excited about that. The only bummer was that I managed to finish around the time that a heat wave struck Sweden, so I haven't actually been able to wear this jacket once even outside so far. But you know, we usually have a long and cold winter, so I'm not too worried about not getting enough wear of this one. So I'm happy to say that goal number 1 is a check on that in that box. And well, the second goal, that was to make a running dress. I've done it a bit of tradition, I guess you can call that, when I've done something 2 times or more. And that is when I run half marathon, I make myself a running dress. And this was my second half marathon that I ran in May this year. And I did this dress. It's quite heavily modified running dress from Yali patterns. The pattern is called Anne-Marie, and I've added a lot of different details. The panels in the back and the panels in the front, those are all my own design, but the base pattern is from Yali. So if you are looking into a running dress, I can definitely recommend checking this particular pattern out. I'm also happy to report that I managed to finish the half marathon, and it was definitely a good experience. I have been struggling a little bit, you know, getting my body into the strong fast mood, basically. So I didn't quite run as fast as I did this time as I did last time. It was a very enjoyable experience. And also, when you're making a dress, it's also nice to have a pair of matching shorts underneath, which I have, and also added side pockets, which is a nice addition where you can store your stuff during the running. And so this is basically just very simple shorts. I've done this many times using my own pattern for that one, and I also use tie band just to make sure that they don't ride up. And I've actually lined these with power net to keep them even more stable, because as you can see, the fabric is a little bit wrinkly, and it's mirror, and it's actually too thin to use for shorts basically. But because I wanted something to match the dress, then I picked this fabric. But they were basically meant to be inside of another garment, but I've also actually worn this to gym as well, because they're very nice and cool due to the thin fabric, but not ideal for that. So yes, I have also succeeded with goal number 2, making a running dress, and also running the half marathon. And the third goal was to make bras, and I had 2 actually plans. One was using a foam cup bra pattern from Bra Maker Supplies, because it's one of the few bra patterns that I've seen that doesn't have a seam in the front to create the cup. Because obviously when you do, like me, wear a lot of tight fitting knits, it's nice to have a flat seamless bra. So I was really curious to try that pattern. Well, that pattern hasn't happened so far, but who knows what will happen in the future. I still got 6 months to go, but I do have made myself a very highly supportive sports bra, and this was a fun adventure, definitely a bit tricky to understand all the details. If you're curious on how exactly I went about to do this, I've done a video about that. It's about how to sew your own sports bra. It's a very information dense video, and if you're curious about even more about bra making and is a Patreon supporter or want to become a Patreon supporter of mine, it's patreon.com/stitch. There you will find a little ebook that I did about the principle of making a highly supportive sports bra. So that's even more information if you're curious about venture into this particular territory. This was definitely a learning experience. I'm dying to make another bra because there's some things that I like to change until the next time, but that's how it is anyways. I learned a ton and I'm really happy about the results. I'm definitely glad to say that this is another goal that I've actually reached so far. And now let's talk about a goal that hasn't happened so far, and that is, surprise, surprise, sealing the seams. I definitely seem to be not really feeling that at the moment, but my plan is to make the mineral jacket from Sewaholic, the Canada patent company, and I bought the fabric as well. But that's about as far as I've come along on that project. Now I'll be super busy this fall doing something else, but I'll just talk about it in a bit. So I'm not really sure that I will have the time to make a ambitious jacket this year. We'll see how that goes, but maybe that will be a goal for 2019. Who knows? Anyways. And now that ties into the fifth goal when I said I will be quite busy for the second half of the year. And the fifth goal was to make a video course about something sewing related. Definitely something with knits, probably something with activewear. And well, I've decided to put that project on the back burner for a bit. I'm still really into it, so I'm definitely not giving it up. But I sort of had to think about where do I need to spend my time where it makes the biggest difference. Now I work full-time at a regular day job, so all the sewing content that I produce I do on my spare time, including the book that I did last year about sewing activewear. And speaking of books, that book has been going really, really well. It's been very nicely received, and it's given me the encouragement to keep on forging that path instead. And since cover stitching is something that I'm very passionate about, I've done lots of videos about that, as you probably already know. And there is currently no book solely dedicated to cover stitching. In fact, a lot of the traditional surgery books perhaps just have a couple of pages dedicated to cover stitching. I've even seen that my book, Sewing Activewear, which covers a lot of cover stitch technique, has been recommended as a cover stitch book in Facebook forums and such, because there's so little information. So I definitely figured that that could be the path that I should forge forward now. So now deep into working on a book about cover stitching that will hopefully be out during the first half of 2019. I have no idea of the exact publishing date right now. I'm working on it hard right now, but I will definitely keep you updated on the progress of that and how you will be able to get that book. But that is a topic for another video. So that is basically a change of path. So I won't be making a video course this year, but I will definitely work hard on making a book about cover stitching. I'm really excited about that, and I feel, you know, it will be a really good idea. So I'm really looking forward to taking you along on that journey as well on my bookmaking. And if you're curious about cover stitching, you can check out the description section where I've linked to a lot of the cover stitch videos done about the topic as well. Anyways, those were my plans and an update of how things are going. Do you make your own sewing plans? I would love to know. Is that something you find encouraging or perhaps stifling? Because there are obviously lots of ways to think about goals, I think, and I'm not always sure that they are the best ways, but it actually helped me because I really like to work a lot of improving my skills, and that's why making these kind of plans has been really helpful when it comes to developing my sewing of the year. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Stitch safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!